Welcome back everyone. Welcome back to another new video. You know, since my latest video about The Witcher 3 and the mod that came out for first person, I've received a lot of emails and a lot of messages on Twitter asking me to create a how to mod video for The Witcher 3. I will show you how I start modding, I will show you what I use to mod, and I will also show you a little bit of script merger, which you will need to use. There's a few techniques, there's a couple of them. One of them is a little bit more extensive, so I will see if I do that, if I get into it. But let's not waste any time. Let's start modding Witcher 3. First things first, when you download The Witcher 3, make sure to install it, but make sure to install it outside a protected C drive, like program files, stuff like that. That's one of the things that needs to be done when you mod The Witcher 3. Another thing that you need to know is you need to understand what NEXUS is. Let me just open it for a second. NEXUS is a free forum, a free community that basically enables you to mod different games, a lot of them. Every game possible that has mods, you're going to find it in NEXUS. It's safe, there's no malicious things going on there, and it's all for the community. And it's free. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but it's free. Everything that I'm going to cover in this video will be in the description below, so don't worry about not finding anything. Now, the first thing that you will need to use either a RAR or a zip. I use 7-zip because it basically contains everything. You can unzip, you can unrar, you can un7-zip, whatever it is that you need. It is very safe again. I will leave in the description below. There's going to be a link to this. Just download the latest one, and it depends. You're probably going to be on 64-bit. Just download that. Great. Now, when we want to start modding, the first thing that I will do is I will run the game once. The game has been loaded, and now I can safely just exit the game. That's all you needed to do, because what the computer does, it builds up the folders that it needs to have the game properly set up. This is our time now to go and start downloading some mods. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to download the Witcher 3 mod manager. This is one of the dry rules that I want to emphasize for you. The one thing that you will have to do whenever you download a mod, you can download as many mods as you want, and I will get into that as well. In NEXUS, there's a few tabs that you can check and see. Right now I'm under description. As you can see here, I'm under description. Files is of course where you're going to download the files from. There's images that kind of show you, sometimes it shows you explanations, sometimes tutorials, same thing with the videos. So once you go into the description like I am in now, just go through it, read through it, see the tutorials if need be, but also look for here. It tells you exactly how to install. Sometimes some mods require a separate area that you need to go and install, but they explain exactly how to do it. So let's go and download the mod manager, and I'm going to press on manual download. It opens up this page, and then I'm going to do slow download because I don't have a Prime account. I am logged in, I have a free account. I'm going to go slow, and there you go. It's downloading the mod manager for The Witcher 3. Okay, so while it is downloading, I need to do something that I want to share with you. What I will do is I'm going to go into my D drive, and this is where The Witcher 3 is installed. And what I'll need to do is I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it TW3. This is what I choose. You can name it whatever you want, and I'm going to write in mod manager. So this is where I'm going to put the mod manager when it's done downloading. Another thing that I will do, and I will create another folder, and I will call it The Witcher 3 downloaded mods. And this is where I'm going to download everything that is related to the mods, the manager, the script merger, and all that stuff. So right now what we have here is we only have The Witcher 3 mod manager. And let's start by doing that. So if I select it, right click, I go to 7-zip, open archive, and this is what we're going to see in the mod manager zip file. So basically what I can do is I can just select all of it, and then I will go back to my extreme D drive, and I will go into the folder that we've created together, which is the mod manager. It's going to be empty, but what I'll do is I will go to drag and drop from the zip file into the mod manager empty folder. Now the mod manager is installed on our PC. So let's get out of this. We can close the 7-zip, and now we have the mod manager. Another thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to create another folder inside the mod manager folder that you've created and we just extracted the stuff into. Create another folder in here called script merger. Again, you can name it as whatever you want. And now we're going to have to go back to the NEXUS website and download another script. So let's go back into it. There you go, guys. We're in script merger right now. I will just go to the files. I have already read everything, so I know probably how to install it. Going to do the same thing. Going to go manual download, hit the slow download, and just wait until it finishes. Here we are. It downloaded the script merger, and what we'll need to do is pretty much the same thing we did before. So I'll go into the folder that I've created, downloaded mods. And this is where the script merger has been downloaded to. I'm going to just select it, right click, open with C7-zip, open archive. And this is what I have. So now what we need to do is we go up to the D drive, go back to the mod manager folder that we have created, and then go to the new folder called script merger. Go into it, it's going to be empty. I'm going to just select everything here inside the zip file, and I'm going to just drag it over and wait until it finishes to unzip it. And that is it, guys. It is unzipped, so we're good to go. Close the zip file and then go up to the mod manager and let's run it. Let's run the mod manager, and that's how it looks like. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to settings, configure setting, and do change game path. When it gives you this error, just press OK. It's not an error, it's like a warning. And then it asks you to show it where the game exe is located. So what you do is you go into the Steam library, Steam apps, common, The Witcher 3, bin, x64, where the game is usually installed. I use it not on the C drive like I've told you. You do whatever you feel like you need to do in terms of telling Steam where to put the file in, and then just press on open. Then you're gonna need to tell mod manager where the script merger location is. So you press on this and then you basically direct the mod manager to the mod manager script merger, and you press on the Witcher script merger exe, and now it knows where it is. How do you know that it works? Over here you're gonna have button called run script merger. If I press on it, it should launch script merger, which we have right here. It asks you, hey, where is the Witcher 3 directory on the top here? So press on those 3 lines and then tell it, okay, it's in D, and then it's in Steam library. Then tell it that it's under common, and then tell it, oh, it's the Witcher 3, and press OK. And it says can't find any mods in the mods directory. I know you can't because we haven't put anything there. Press OK. Now it looked for conflicts, but there's none yet because there's no mods installed. So guys, should we install some mods? Let's install some mods. The first mod that I want to introduce to you is a little patch between version 1.3.2 to version 1.3.1. Now, when you install the game for the first time and you run it for the first time, it's probably going to be version 1.3.2, and most of the mods would work with your game. It has to be version 1.3.1. Now, the little update that they did with 1.3.2 is really insignificant, so you're not going to lose anything with updating the game. 1.3.1 would work with all the mods, and there's also a way to install a little mod that will basically open up to endless mods for you to install. So first things first, let's download 1.3.2 to 1.3.1 patch, and slow download. You already know the drill, and it's 476 megs, so let's wait. While it's downloading, let's go into the description and read together the installation and how to approach this. As you can see, it says here you need to copy and backup. Because it's going to make changes, we need to make sure that we back up a few files, and it tells you exactly which ones and where to find them on your PC. So make sure to read this through before you do anything like that, and do the backups and do the updates that you need. The next thing to install it is basically you need to extract what's in there into your folder of the game. and we'll get to that. Now that it has been downloaded, we have the 132 to 131 patch, and it's, as you can see, it's inside that folder that we've created to download all the mods into. I will open the archive with 7-zip, and you can see that there's a bin and content. So what that means is I'm going to need to open a new window, and I will basically go to my games library, or I'm go to my games folder. It's under Steam Apps, Common, and then I'll go to Witcher 3, and over here you will see there's a resembling names for directories, so it's bin and content. Now make sure that you have done what the mod tells you to do in the installation description. Backup certain files, and one of them is of course the exe file, but since I've done it before, I'm going to just extract everything into the corresponding folder. Select bin and content and just drag them here, and it's going to do its thing, and it's going to ask me at some point, there's already a file name this way, do you want to overrun it? And I would say yes, do it for everything, and that's it. We are done. Now that the game is loaded, you can see right here it says version 131. That means that the patch has worked. So let's get out of the game and continue modding. In the modding session, we're gonna install a mod that's how it all started for me to create this video, and this basically is Geralt's first person mod. Now this one is a little bit more complicated in installation, and it says everything how to do it. Like you can see here, spoilers show how to do it. There's few mods that you need to have prior to that. One of them is community patch base and shared imports community patch, and everything is going to be in the description below. You're gonna have all the links for all that stuff. So let's do exactly what this is telling us to do. It's a little bit complicated, but we'll do it. So first of all, let's install community patch base. Now you can do it by clicking on this little link and it will open up that one, but let's install it from what we have. So community patch base, let's manual download and slow download, and then let's download the shared, there you go, manual and slow. Okay, so now that both of them are downloaded, what we'll need to do is basically go into the community. You can see that they're both here. I'm gonna just right click on the community patch and open archive and see what we have here. We have content and mods. There's of course the readme, you can go ahead and read it. What I'll do is I'll open up on the side, I'll open up the Witcher 3 folder directory and I'll just drag them in. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a change here. Now we have something in the mods and we can see that this is our mod installed. So we'll talk about it later. And we can close this, and then we can also do the shared imports. That's what the mod is requiring. So I'll open it and again drag this over here so it'll go into the mods. So now if I open up mods, you'll see that there are actually 2 mods already installed, which is great. The nice thing now is if I go up, if I go into the mod manager, and if I launch the mod manager, you will see that there's nothing here, but there are now load order. There's 2 here that are on the list, because what this does, it goes and checks what's under the mods folder, which is good. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go back to our Nexus and let's go back to the first person and see what else is required. So it asks us to install the GFP main file. So that means, guys, that we need to now download this mod, and it tells you that you need the community patch and the community shared import, which we have done already. So download that, slow download, great. And also you will need another file, which is the second one. So download the GFP patch. It will tell you that in the installation instruction. You will see here, download with this, with the mod manager, and then also unpack GFP patch to the game and run it. So you need to have both files. So now they're both here. There you go, the first person patch and first person main. So if I go into the mod manager now and I will launch it again, and now I will install, like the instruction says, install mods there we are. And now I will basically go into the main file. So it's GFP main file. Click on that and open, and that's what it does. It reads and it says, hey, key rebinding found. So we will tackle that. And you do yes and yes. You can do yes to all and yes. And now look at this, guys. We have GFP main file installed as a mod, and what it does, it also opens up the script merger because it's looking for mods that are intersecting, mods that are creating a problem, and you can see that there's nothing on the list. So that means that we're good to go. So we'll close this and we'll close this, and now we need to do the other thing that the mod asked us to do, which is, if I go to the download mods, go to the patch and go and open it with 7-zip, and this is our exe patch. Now I've told you this before, trust what you get from the NEXUS website. There's nothing malicious about it. I've said it time and time again. It asks us to unpack this into the Witcher 3 folder, bin x64. It basically wants to be where the Witcher 3 exe file is. So I'll just drag and drop into that folder. So let's run the patch. Again, don't worry, it's all safe, successfully patched. We're good. We are good. Now there's some more things that we need to do according to the installation, so let's go through it. So what I'll do is I will open up with the 7-zip the main file of the first person, and then it asks us to copy the content of anything that is under input settings.txt. I will open it, I will Control A, and I will Control C, so it's in the memory of my machine. And then basically right here under my user documents, the Witcher 3, you're going to have all these things right here. So you're going to have to open the input settings, as it says here, input settings. I open it with Notepad, and then it says put it on the top. So I'm just going to do Control V. I just created a empty space, and I've just pasted everything that it tells me to do, and then I can just hit save and close. And then the next thing that it tells us to do is very simple. We need to go to a different window, which is common Witcher 3. We need to go to bin, and we need to go to config R4 games, and then user config matrix PC. And then here you're going to have input. There you go. Open it with Notepad here, and then basically just paste it. I'm going to paste it at the end, V. So this is the begin and the end, and then just file, save, and we can close this. Run the mod manager, run the script merger to see if there's any issues. There's no issues. So let's run the game and see if the first person mod works. We are first person. So the thing is, you want to rebind stuff. So what I'll do is I'll go into options, and then I will go into rebind, and then here we can rebind things. So if we want to go through it, but if you want to maybe go from first to third, you can see there's a lot of stuff that you can rebind here, from swimming and all that stuff. But there's stuff that is locked. Change view. So let's see if this will change from third, or from first to third view, and it did. So we do have everything intact. So I want to go back into first view, and you can see if I scroll down, you can see Geralt's body. Let's run. If you want to go and look and see how it plays or the way it looks, I'm going to show you a little bit in this video, but if you want to click on that link that is appearing up there. Okay, so now we will install a thing called immersive lighting. This is like a nicer way of lighting the scene. It kind of makes it really nice and almost realistic. So do the same thing. I will manual download, and it says disable fake lights in all quests. That's what it requires. Let's click on that, install this. So I will install this as well. Slow download. Just go over the description, see if there's anything, how to install it. Copy mods folder to your Witcher 3 Wild Hunt root directory. Fine, we'll do that. But let's download the immersive lighting as well. So it'll install both of them. There you go. So now we've downloaded the 2 mods that is required for the immersive lighting. Let's just run the Witcher mod manager and let's install those mods. Let's do it. You know what I like doing? I like to sort it by the date modified. So basically it's going to be the latest ones first, and then we can just go down. So let's do immersive lighting. We'll load it, run script manager, merger. It says yes. There's no conflict, so that's good. So now we can see that we have first person and we have immersive lighting, but we also need to install the mod quest edit cam light. So let's do that. Yes, run the merger, and you can see that there's some things here that it shows you a list. There's some things that he cannot touch, the script merger cannot touch. So it shows you most of the time, 99% of the time, it will just run smoothly regardless. But some areas, we're going to install another mod that will show us this. It will give you some conflicts that you're going to have to resolve manually, and that's why this is the main purpose of this video, on top of installing the first person mod and how to really look into mods for The Witcher 3. Now, remember I told you about rule of thumbs? One of the rule of thumbs that I have is whenever you install a mod, run the game one time to see if the mod works. Don't install 3, 4, 5, 6 mods at a time and then run the game, and then it will crash and it will fail and you will not know which one it is. And sometimes if you install a little bit more than just 1 or 2 mods, it'll just create chaos. Let's run the game and see how the immersive lighting is. Okay, there you go, guys. So I can see already a difference in the lighting. The sun is less gloomy and it's more tolerable to watch, to look at. And there's also, as you can see here, I don't know if you can notice it, but I can totally see lens flare happening. So the immersive lighting does work. The sky looks a little bit different, which is kind of cool. And there you go. And you can see the contrast is a little bit different. It looks kind of stunning, to be honest. It looks more realistic. Okay, so now that you can see that this is working, let's move on to the next mod, people. Let's install a new mod. Let's install realistic weather. You can see it's the first one. That's the last one we downloaded. So let's install it. And now it will search for a little bit of conflicts. And this is what we have. It's a really good example. We can see that there's bundle text that needs to be merged. Now, it should be merged all the time. Whenever you have a conflict, merge it. So you can either select one by one and let it merge, or I always just select everything and let it run. Now, there's a few options and a few things that the software would merge. There's a lot of stuff that could be conflicted, like models, textures, and text files, like XML files. And then it creates a bundle. It'll package everything so it'll run beautifully. So now what it's doing now, it is looking for and resolving some conflicts that it finds. And this is a really good example to what you will get. And you can see here that the numbers of conflicts presented are 6, and it's got automatically resolved 3. And there are still 3 that are not resolved yet and needs our help and assistance to resolve it. Now, the first time when I first dealt with it, it scared the crap out of me, but it doesn't anymore, because it's kind of not self-explanatory, but it kind of requires you to have a little bit of common sense. Now, the thing that you could do is, what you see here, this is the vanilla, the area of A base. This is the vanilla. This is the mod immersive lighting. This is the one that we just want to install. And this is the real weather. And these are the 2 that kind of cause a little bit of a conflict. So what I would suggest to you doing is, first of all, you can tell it to merge both mods, both scripts, or you can choose one on top of the other. And if there is any problem, you will either get an error or the game will crush as it launches. So the one thing I would suggest you doing is maybe just look and read a little bit, just go skim through it and see what it is. Then you will decide what you want to keep. Now this is, I can see this is a lot of about fog and the clouds and all that stuff. So just look over it and see and decide if you want to keep one, the other, or both, and see and check if it works. A lot of stuff is very simple, and you just need to pretty much have a little bit of common sense in here, just trial and error, I guess. So this is the clouds. Okay, and you can see here, to see the red, these are the conflicts, and when you see green, it's stuff that the software has managed to overcome and managed to understand what's going on. So if I right click here on that mustard line, right click, and then you can select B, you can select B and C. Hell, you can select A, but there's really nothing in A here. In B and C, you can see that it is looking for something. Now this area here, it's basically just this section over here, the real weather, that is, you can decide if you want it or not. And of course, if you want to deselect it, you just right click again and just deselect the C or reselect it. So you can see that when it ends, when the line ends here, and then you add the C, so it just adds clouds and it just gives it more clouds, I guess, or the environment with the clouds for real weather. So I will try and keep B and C as well. Now if you want to go to the next conflict, which will be here, I will hold Control and page down, and it goes to the next conflict, and here, there it is. So here I can see that it is it pretty much the same? Mid clouds. No, this is snow and this is clouds. So even here I would try and keep both just to see if it works. I'm guessing that if you use two scripts that are very similar, you might have glitches inside the game, and then you'll know. So that's one of the things that I would suggest you do, is when you install a mod, run the game, play through it a little bit just to see that everything runs beautifully and everything is okay. Okay, so now I can see Vladimir. Okay, Vladimir burial. Okay, clouds, heavy clouds. So I will keep B and C. Nothing here that is demanding, and that's it. No more conflicts on this script. So what you can do is just hit the close, and when it warns you, just say save and quit. And now it tells you create a new merge file. It's just notifying you that that's what it does. Goes to the next one. Okay, now he found 9 conflicts. 5 of them he was able to solve. There's 4 conflicts here that need our assistance. So B, clear 0.4, clear 0.4. This is similar, very similar. Only here you have a little bit more in the immersive light. Just want to see, kind of skim through it again. It seems like this is pretty similar. So there's no need to have both the same, because it's going to read both. So in this case, honestly, because this section is very similar, I would probably, it's the rain and all that, I would probably keep the immersive lighting. In this case, I will keep it on B. Just keep B, go back to the next one. Let's see. Let's put B and then put C and see what is the difference. Medium, rain, storm. See here you have bob clouds and dark clouds. So I kind of need to make a call which one I would like, and I would kind of like the real weather. So I will take B off, and this is just C. So I'm just picking and choosing. I can choose both and see if it works, but I'm just making a call and choosing one over the other, because you can read about the mod and see what improvements it makes, and see if you want the really big clouds from real weather, keep them. If you want the immersive lighting clouds, then keep them. Or if you want to try and see both and see if it basically looking weird, okay, let's put B and C. I think it's easier to read it that way. Fog, very similar. So I would choose the real weather. because you know, I wanted the real weather, so I'll keep the real weather. Here it's very easy. You can see that C has nothing, so of course I will choose B. You got it. You got it, guys. Let's move to the next one. I wouldn't install two lighting mods at the same time. I wouldn't install Immersive Lighting and STLM. I would pick and choose whatever I want. I would probably use, right now we're using Immersive Lighting. I have been using STLM, which is really nice, but I just wanted to show you how to install the mods, and I'm installing the Immersive Lighting for you here. So here, let's see what it does. Let's put B and see the difference. Stick C down. Okay, so clouds dark on B. Kind of like that. I kind of like the immersive stuff. So let's take C off. Go to the next one. Light rain heavy. Ooh. Okay, let's put B and C because I kind of want to see the way the rain works. And they're talking about two different rains. Now I don't know if it's the default that's going to be rain heavy or light rain, but we'll check it. Here we have A, B, and C. Fog heavy, mid clouds, heavy clouds. I think that B and C could work here. What do we have with A? Mid clouds, it's not a big deal on the default, and I think that's it. Let's save and quit. Yes, thank you for notifying me. And now we're getting to the last ones. Let's go. Last one. 6, 3, and 3. It couldn't configure. Okay, so let's put B. Fog, windy, which is the immersive lighting. And let's put C again. See where it stops. Line. This one here. Okay, so clear, snow. I think it will not hurt to keep them both. And there's another one. Mid clouds, fog heavy. So it's different things, different definitions, and different lines. Okay, mid clouds. They're talking about clouds. This is about snow and weather. Okay, well, let's keep both B and C. Let's go to the next one. I think there were 3. Cold Bob, heavy clouds, dark. Bob small. I need to check what Bob clouds are. And again, if let's say I'm checking and I kind of like to see how they are compared to the real weather. Let's keep C here. Okay, move on. And I think we're done. Yes, thank you. Okay, pack finished. Merged bundle file. So it tells you where the bundle file is. It did all that stuff. These are the areas of in the weather of the game. And we have 2 mods installed. We have immersive lighting and we have realistic weather installed. Now the question is, let's see if the game runs, and it's going to be great. Let's run the game. The mod is working and it's kind of cool. Ooh, that's very immersive. This is really good. And of course, you guys know me. I play this in VR. I play this in the headset. So, and in 3D with Depth 3D by Blue Sky Defender. Don't forget that. And if you want to see the video that I've made about this, just click on that link up above here. This is amazing. Should we go and kill something? Okay, I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Oh my god. I mean, it's raining, it's cold, and this... Oh. Oh my god. Okay guys, so you see that it works, you see that everything, I've shown you how to install the mods, how to install the first person mod, which is very cool. It works really well. So I think that until the next video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.